Hello, morning. Today is Monday, November 17th. It's 7:08 a.m. Central Time. And so, quick review this morning. So, not too much is happening on the docket as far as releases, but we do get a bunch of Fed speakers. Trump speaks as well. So, I mean, that's something to kind of pay attention to. We got NVIDIA earnings. So, I think we talked about that on Sunday. Home Depot and Target. So, these are definitely on the radar. Um, and then we'll see how these jobless claims come out on Thursday. I think these are meant to be September numbers. And so, again, we'll just see what that looks like with the delayed economic releases and how the market's going to react. And then when we quick look at just kind of options flow for the last 3 days here for the Qs. And so it looks like Friday, just kind of a reminder to ourselves that we did kind of close, bullish on the volume and bullish on the calls. So that's kind of interesting on the Friday. And also looking at the holdings, so everything in the QQQs, a lot more call volume, right? And so this is just looking at Friday, but a lot more call volume and a lot more green, right? We did turn red towards the end of the day, but a lot more green throughout the day. So that's something just to keep in mind as we open up this morning. And in looking at the last 5 days of dark pools, yeah, we're big, big orders at 607, 608 level, and then some stack orders or stack executions at 620. So I mean there's some range between the big orders there. And then not so much in this area. So in theory, given this is kind of more, I mean, the GEX is also not as negative. I mean, it's negative, but not a lot like big negative. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see if we can kind of grind up here. But hey, if we lose these lows, there's more negative GEX there. So we could go lower in theory. And then for the SPY, similar, like went green, red, but a lot more call volume on Friday. And then also same, a lot more call volume in all the stocks within the SPY. So that is something just to keep in mind coming into today. And if we look at the last 5 in dark pools and all that, it's very similar to Q's. We got 683 and 671. So, let's see if we kind of ping pong between these two. Looks like it's more positive GEX up here, so we might grind, but below the 671.95 is more negative. So, in theory, if we spike short, spike sell off, maybe we'll continue. And then for gold, as a reminder, I mean, like more puts one out, but like not by a crazy margin. Pretty bearish, but not crazy bearish. And so that is just something to keep in mind this morning. And then similar to everybody else, we got like up here we had some dark pools down here. So there's kind of this gap between these two, and not sure what direction they were trading, but definitely areas of interest. We do have this gap below on the hourly, a lot of negative GEX down here, and then we have a big kind of dark pools back down here, and we kind of launched up from this area. So we'll see how that looks. I still am just going to see how gold sets up for a short, but we shall see. I think with the Sunday prep, it was more negative sentiment across the board for NQs. And so we'll just kind of see how that pans out. And then, really quick here on the indexes. So we pushed up pre market, hit this EMA. Yeah, that's the EMA. I think it's the 20 EMA, and then, or barely, and then now we're kind of selling off. So that is something to pay attention to. I was watching this high of yesterday. We took it out, and so I was like, well, we didn't fall over, and we went a good 64 points, but I just missed it, and so down we go. So there you go. Um, SPY looking a little bit weak here, so we'll see. Russell a little bit weak, and also Dow. So we'll just see how we open up, and yeah, not too much has changed on everything else. And then I want to see how Megatech is gapping, if we're gapping at all. And so let's open this really quick. So Apple, a little bit. I mean, we're up near highs, but kind of opening towards the low of Friday. Microsoft near where we closed, so that's pretty much it. Amazon looks like we closed that gap, so let's see if we can bounce here. But we're kind of pre-market at that support level. Google, I mean, had this like situation and fell over, but we are gapping up back to here, so that is some strength. So that's something to keep in mind. Meta, I think we're kind of falling a little bit more, or no, we're kind of, yeah, gapping down $2. So there's that. Nvidia, so this is the one to watch this week. So we got a $3 gap down from where we closed. So we'll just see how that goes. And then Tesla, I think I somehow missed, or maybe I didn't miss this, but yeah, so a lot of people were buying call options here, um, above here, and now we're kind of falling back over. So let's see if we can get this 364 and see what it does there. Also 325 and then 310. If we loses this area, then who knows? So we'll keep an eye on that. And then the Qs are the Qs, but you kind of see how we just look, just kind of jumpy around. And so we'll just see how this week plays out. Especially, I think Nvidia earnings and the reaction to earnings will play a crucial role, and in reaction to the late jobs data also. So we shall see. Yeah, and so as far as today for trading, I am so this is electronic trading hours. So we swept. So we hit this on Friday. We hit this high, and then we fell over, and then we broke it pre-market. Went 64 more points, and now we're selling off. So for me, I'm like probably up to here. This 25166. I would love a push up into that, and then we can kind of see. Also, if we lose this little low, this 2520s, let's see if we bounce there, if we get there or not. So I'll definitely be watching that. And well, I guess I should put this in the MMQ because that is what I actually trade. And we'll put this here, and we'll put this here. So 25,020 and then 25,170, we'll call it. For gold, levels I'm watching. I mean, gold is kind of consolidating, so I needed to move out of all of this. Let's see if we can retest here. We're kind of broke down the other day, so 4110. Let's just see if we can get up there and just see how it reacts, if it's strong there or if it's not. So that's one thing I'm going to pay attention to. And then also this 4062. So I needed to get it away from VWAP before I do anything. So there you go. And I guess we'll see if we're going to gap down. So this is regular trading hours. No, we're kind of opening where we closed, more or less. So really, yeah, I just needed to get away from regular trading VWAP. Maybe we come up to here, which is the electronic trading VWAP, when we fall over. So I'd love that. But we'll just kind of see what that looks like. And then for ES, yeah, similar to the Qs, I think I would love for it to come back to the 6764 for a potential short, but I'm also just watching how it behaves here at the 6740 before the open. And if we look at regular trading hours, I like how the VWAPs are pretty close together, and we're actually opening. Looks like we're going to open where the two VWAPs meet. So this is regular trading hours and a lot of electronic trading hours together. They're pretty close, which means that we're kind of at equilibrium for me as far as price. And so I would love for us just to get away from that, to do, yeah, like a mean reversion. I don't know if I want to follow it off of VWAP right now. I just wanted to get away, and then we can kind of see which direction we go. So that's pretty much it for me. We'll just see how the morning looks, and I'll be looking ahead for NVIDIA earnings and all that. Cool. Well, that is it. Good luck, and don't get caught.